Welcome to Occupi, the innovative solution that's transforming office space management. Occupi harnesses the power of artificial intelligence to analyze, predict, and optimize your office capacity. Whether you're an employee looking for a seamless office experience or a manager aiming to make data driven decisions, Occupi has you covered. As we log into the Occupi mobile platform, my team member who will guide us through the key features that make Occupy an essential tool for modern workspaces. He will now further explain more information on Occupy Mobile. Let's begin.
Imagine you arrive at the office and it's jam packed. No place to sit, nothing at all. Wouldn't you have loved to know beforehand the occupancy at the office? You know, in the hybrid work environment that we live in today, after COVID, companies started hiring a lot more employees because not everyone was now needing to be at the office. They could just work from home, which was great at the time, of course. But it sparked a new problem as now all these employees are still hired and now COVID is over. Everyone is trying to go back to the office, and when they arrive, it's packed. That's where Occupy comes in. Occupy is an office capacity prediction system. We use an in house predictive model to predict future occupancy data based on past collected occupancy stats. I'm joined by my team today. I'm Reta.
I'm Tina. And I'm Karen.
And today we'll be showing you Occupy. Alright, so as you can see here, upon entering the dashboard, I have a little prompt here. So how this works is that we use a point in polygon algorithm. So right now we're using the coordinates of the campus, the 6 points. If you're within that perimeter, you'll get this prompt saying you're at the office. Would you like to check in? Obviously, in a real life scenario, this would be at the Deloitte building or whichever perimeter we'd like to use. So then I'll just press the check-in button. The counter will go up, and yeah. All right. So as you can see over here, we have this graph, which is our predicted weekly data. I can select from which week I would like to predict for. Let's say maybe like the 5th of November. It'll fetch the data and populate the graph accordingly. I can also have the daily data. So this one right here is the data for today specifically by hour. As you can see, we have the important hours of the day they're showing and the respective predicted occupancy. As you've already seen there, we have the live count as well, should you like to see that. Another feature we have is our stats. So as a user, I'd like to see, my average hours in the office, maybe my time in, like my departure time, my arrival time, things like that. We have our little occupods that we have created. So what Occupod does, fetches your stats, it loads them as you can see over there. So yeah, as a user, I want to see my stats. I'll just come here, get average hours per day. If I click on any of the tabs, I'll be able to see there's a graph there. Holding on any of the data points, I'll be able to see the exact value. Same with the peak hours, it'll show me like all the hours. Should I want to see that? Arrival and departure times, as well as my in-office rate. I can also select. So let's say maybe I want to submit this to my manager or anything like that, HR related, maybe something like that. I'll just select a start date. Maybe I want to see all my data from, Jan this year, say like the 1st of January. And then if I leave select end date, it'll just do it until today. And then as you can see there, now it shows me my new total hours, average, and everything. I can also download them should I want to, like I said, to submit to my manager or whatever. Download the PDF. As you can see there, I can send it to whoever I wish, or I can save it to my files right there. All right. I'll now be passing over to Reta, who will show you how the bookings work.
So say I wanted to come into the office tomorrow. I'd first have to make a booking for a room, for example. Now we're gonna make a booking for a room. Says conference room A. Let's select conference room A. It's available. I select it. I can select the date. Say the 5th of October. Perfect date. Start at 10. Yes, start at 10 o'clock. End at 12. Yes. Check the availability, find that the room is available. Now I can invite people to the meeting, to the booking, for example. Let me invite myself and come. We have successfully booked, and we can even download the PDF to see who's attending, send it to the people that are attending, and now everyone has a copy of the booking timesheets. I'm going to hand over to Kerry to do the notifications, settings, and the rest of the app.
So as you can see, we have a recommendations button. So all the recommendations button does is it just gives you any recommendation on how to come into office, when to come into the office, what time, etc. So with our office recommendations, we have a feature called Occupi. And what Occupi does is it gives you attendance recommendations. So for example, today's Tuesday, yep, and it's the 1st of October. So what we'll know first is that we have different types of dates of when to come. So it is color coordinated. So every time it's green, like dark green, as you can see here, you'll see that it is the most available. And then if it's tending towards the red colors, then you'll see that it is likely to be full. And then a little special feature that we added is a listen to your recommendations. Say, for instance, you're in your kitchen and you don't have time to open this app. All you can do is listen to your recommendations and you will know when to come to the office, when not to come to the office, etc. We have two types of notifications. We have in-app notifications and push notifications. Every time you get a notification, you'll be prompted with a push notification, of course. So that will be appearing on your lock screen. And then our in-app notification, it's very simple. All you see is all your bookings notification. They'll be locked and stocked up here. And eventually you can filter by invitations or updates. And then if you feel like there's too many notifications on your app, all you have to do is just slide to the left and delete the appropriate notifications. And then finally, we have our settings page. This is a normal mobile settings page where you can just filter or change your profile, whatever you need to do. All you have to do is see what you want to customize. So this is a nice customizable feature where you add your account name, etc. You can leave if you have any changes. Then you can have your notifications, like when someone notifies you or invites you, you can set it to true. And if you want to have your notification bookings 15 minutes prior before you go into a meeting, you can set it to true as well. Then for our security, we have a 2FA to log in. So basically, it's just for security reasons. Then we can force our app to log out by force. And then we have a cool feature that allows you to flip your phone upside down and then it activates Occupi. So you have to go into the app, etc. You can also change your password. Then we have an appearance. This is where we can change light mode, dark mode, our accent colors, all the nitty gritties and the fun stuff. Then finally, we have our FAQ where the community would like to know more about Occupy. And then we have our about and how. This is just normal standard information about Occupy. So now you've seen why employees need Occupy, right? Well, this is very simple. Occupy provides real-time office capacity predictions, allowing you to plan your workday more effectively. With the Occupy mobile app, you can check office occupancy before commuting, find available workspace easily, and coordinate with colleagues for collaborative work. You can even enjoy a modernized and organized, less crowded work environment. Now, I'll be handing over to my team member, Tina, who will now be explaining more on why managers need Occupy.web. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Occupy, the management suite where managers can come and see predictive analytics about users that are currently using the Occupy system. So, after logging in with your credentials, we also have a passwordless login. If you have a password authenticator on your device, you are allowed to log in using biometric information. So we start with the dashboard overview page. Once you get to the dashboard overview page, it shows you the predicted capacity for that week. We've also put dates there just so that it's easy for you to view the information. It also shows you the total bookings that are currently in the system. It also shows you the total visitations for the day. These visitations are gotten when a user logs in to and checks in from their mobile device. This count will go up as people are checking in. This is a chart that shows comparisons between last week's predictions and this week's predictions, just so you can see what's actually happening with the AI model comparatively. You also have the ability to download the charts if you would like to save them, or if you'd like to have a more in-depth view of the charts for that week later, you can download the charts as well. Moving on to our next page, we go to the employees tab. In the employees tab, you're met with a table that shows all the users that are currently in our system. You can see the roles of all the users. We've got admin and we've got some basic users. You can see the status of all the users, whether they're off-site or on-site. You can also filter the users by their off-site and on-site availability. You can also filter by columns so that you can display the information that you would like to see about the users. We also have a search by name feature where you are able to search the users by name so you can access them easier, including a very interesting feature that allows you to view user details. We have our Occubot that crunches up the numbers and gives you user statistics for each user. You can view each user's graphs by going on the drop down arrows so you can see the various graphs that have been created for each user and each user data. You can put in a start date and an end date and apply filter so that you can see filtered information for those specific days. And this is for all the charts that we have in our system. Some charts just give you data for the week. They don't show you future or previous data because they're not meant to do that. We also have a generates report feature. It generates a PDF report that shows all the statistics for the user if you would like to have access to that report. So this is what you can do on the employees page. You can also press the buttons to go to the next and to the previous page. Okay, now we move on to the booking statistics. For the booking statistics, a very interesting page. We'll start with the building overview. For the building overview, it shows you a collection of all the floors that are currently in our system. This is based on information that's coming from our rooms feature, which we'll show soon. Each of these tabs shows the floor and the total seats that are available in that floor. It also shows you how many bookings have been made in that particular floor. It is also color coded so that you're easily able to digest the information as to which floors have got the most number of people in the building. We also have a booking calendar. The booking calendar allows you to view all the information, the predictive information at a glance. So if you hover over, you can see the predicted attendance and whether or not it's a special event. Say if we go to last week, we had a special event, it was Heritage Day, and special events are usually highlighted with a neon color. We also have an occupancy recommender. This works by getting data from our predictive model and doing some calculations to get, say, the average attendance, whether it was high or whether it was low, attendance trends, whether it's increasing or decreasing, and seasonal attendance patterns, what's actually happening during that point in time. It gives you recommendations of what to do based on the predicted attendance records that you have. We also have a bookings tab. In this bookings tab, you're able to see the top bookings, the current bookings, and the historical bookings that you have. You're also able to see all the creators of the bookings and the participants for those bookings. You can also load more bookings for each of the tabs. You can also filter for the historical bookings in this case. Going to the worker dashboard, this dashboard crunches up all the data for in our application. Occupi basically takes all the data of the workers and gives us this dashboard. You can see the most active employee based on time when they checked in and checked out, and the average hours that they have worked. You can also see the least active employee based on the same information. There's also a peak office hours chart. If you don't know what the chart means, we have got an information tab that will tell you more information about the graphs. We also have total hours, work ratios, and daily hours worked and average hours by weekday. And you can also filter this information. We also have a feature where you can add more cards so that you can see more information that is currently available in the statistic page. You can also reset it to the default so that it goes back to the data. Okay, so our next page is going to be our AI analysis page. Our AI analysis page basically shows all the graphs, predicted capacity levels, AI predicted capacity, hourly predictions for the capacity, and the actual capacity per hour. It also has cards where you can see, say, office occupancy, which is the average work rate of all in Occupy available space, number of bookings, and the check-ins that we had for the day. You can remove each of these tabs and you can add them back. You can also move these around just so that you can customize your dashboard. You can extend the size of your graphs and charts if you want a closer view of the information. And you can also reset to the default layout after you're done playing around with the AI analysis charts. We also have a get recommendations feature. This recommendations feature shows you the recommended hours and times to go to the office. For a manager, it's imperative to know when exactly workers are going to be flooding in the office so you can make the relevant arrangements for that. It also shows you the recommended days. So as a manager, you would see which days is occupied, telling employees to come to the office so that you can be adequately prepared for that as well. We also have a rooms feature. In this rooms feature, you are able to add a new room. You would fill in all the information about the room, press the add room button, and a new room would be added. You're also able to upload an image for the room. You're also able to filter all the rooms by the number of floors that you have. You're able to disable a room in the event where the room is not available for use for that day. You can enable the room again, and you can edit information about the room. We go to our IP addresses feature. This is a very interesting feature because it allows you to block users from accessing the application from unauthorized locations. So it will collect IP addresses from where users log in. And if it's a place where we allow users to log in from, we keep it. But if it's somewhere where the company policy doesn't allow them to, you just press the exit button and you remove the IP address. Okay, so we go to our IP addresses page. In our IP addresses page, we see a list of all our users and the known locations where they are allowed to log in from. So in the event that a user logs in from an unauthorized location, you are able to remove that user from logging in from that location by simply pressing the trash button. You read the disclaimer, press remove IP, and they'll be removed. So they will not be able to log in from this location. After that, you're also able to add the user back in the event where maybe you press the button by accident. You can add them back and you can add their IP address again. We then go to our reports feature. In our reports feature, you are able to create customizable reports for the from Occupi. So all this data is coming from our AI model. You are able to filter the data by month so you can print the report based on the months that you would like. Aside from that, we have a global search feature. The global search feature allows you to navigate anywhere in the application. So now we've navigated to the settings page. We have a profile We have a profile where you can change information about yourself, so your name, your surname. You can upload your profile images. We have an appearance page where you can change accent colors and themes of the application. We have a notifications, security, and an about page where you can find our privacy policy, terms of service, and user manual. We also have a notifications feature. Notifications are logged on this page for admin users. You can see when you remove an IP address, when you download a report, and when you also change a user from being an admin to a basic or vice versa, and other notifications that are related to the web will be logged here in the notifications feature. We also have a help and FAQ page. The help and FAQ page will just help you to navigate our application. If you have questions, if you want to know how to do something, you can just come to the FAQ page, click on a tab, and you just press the log out button, and you will be logged out of the application. Thank you.
Well, you can simply see why Occupy plays a positive role in the workplace rights for both employees and employers. It does this by simply increasing productivity through smarter space utilization, improving employee morale by reducing overcrowding and enhancing collaboration, improving and supporting data decisions making for office management, as well as adapting to the evolving needs of modern flexible workplaces. With Occupy, we're not just simply tracking performance and reducing overcrowding. Occupy just simply allows us to focus in what matters the most. We're predicting, we're planning, and perfecting the future of work, making us work smarter, not harder.